I know what it is, man. You're now tuned in to the Hodge Podge Sports Show with a picks on to sharpen hat and 17 with a crossbar. Before you place it, let's check with Patrick and Sean first. Unless your aim is that, holler your Podge. Check the source right here. Forget them other stations, we got you covered. Don't waste your time. Ain't no need to straddle the fence. Now you can take a side with competition where you think the gazelle can take a lion. If you in opposition, just listen. It will change your mind. This is where you catch him right here. And every show a banger like Ray Lewis at the quarterback. I don't conform, you got a topic, but will address it. Got it. Don't come on here talking that nonsense and don't know nothing. No hesitation, get put in your place and the discussion. No sugarcoating over here, keep it 100. Got a question, we gon' come with the answer like ours. Yeah. If you ain't know then, you know now just what time it is. I'm Sean, reppin' the city of brotherly love. Philly stand up, Super Bowl 52 champions. Baltimore in the building, make some noise for his pack. Got Charm City on his back, putting on like Cal Ripken drew back with the Orioles. And he's 4 rebound, the guy who followers. Shout out to this impossible. You put us, we rock. I love us, I love you. I slaughter the fan base and follow the fan page. It's deeper than sports talk. It's something like family. FMB more. Let's get you a crab cake. Or you in Philly say, let's scrape you a cheesesteak. Now running cut us for you know online. Tune in every weekend when we going live. Tune in when we going live. Yeah. Let's get it. You're tuned in. The sports free passion ain't no better place to let it out than right here on HP where we never stop.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hodge Podge Sports Show. I am Patrick Hodge, Baltimore, Maryland. He is Sean James Harrison, Philadelphia, PA. Let's get this thing started, and then we're going to kick this right over to the main man running things tonight. Hodge Podge Sports Show is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website, arenaeats.app. The ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app. Pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? What's going on, Sean James Harrison?
Oh, everything's going fine. I know how Cleveland fans aren't placed in our order no more. Oh, wait. So I know we got a lot to talk about today. A whole lot to talk about today. You know, got a lot to talk about today. You know, I want to talk about at the three sport. Like, everybody doesn't understand that every week Patrick hits me up and says, "All right, what do you want your topics to be?" And he usually hits me up on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and me being lazy, I don't hit him back until Thursday late or Friday early. Sometimes even Saturday because I'm horrible. But anyway, besides the point, we have a list of probably about 7 things on any given week that we want to talk about, and chances that we hit all 7 are slim to none. Never happens. Ever happens. Today, I only sent him 3 things. That's only 3 things I could think about to talk about. And I'm not sure how Patrick feels, but I'm not sure which really direction he wanted to go with the show as well. But I want to hit all 3 things I want to talk about today because I don't think there's much else for us to talk about. The 3 things I want to get to today: the Harden trade. Obviously, we have to dive deep into this one because these Nets fans are talking like they won already. We got to talk about the NFL playoffs, obviously, but I want to talk the NHL too because we don't ever really talk hockey. We don't talk hockey enough on this show, and people don't know. If you don't know, at least the man to my left on my screen, I think he's left on your screen too. Right on my screen. Maybe it's left if you're looking at it. He's a hockey fan. He's one of the biggest hockey heads that I know. Huge Flyers fan. But just a good hockey guy.
Yes,
so I want to talk a little hockey tonight, and I have a simple question for him. I told him, I said to him after I gave him my 3, I said, I have a question I want to ask you, and I'm going to give him the option of. Actually, no, I'm not giving him no damn option. I'm running it. It's my show tonight. You sit back. We're going right into that. We're going to start off with the NBA. We're going right into the James Harden. We're going right into the James Harden trade today. and I want opinions. Patrick, you got to tell me who's on the phones though, because I don't know. And I'm gonna start first kick it to you. I'm gonna let you tell me how you feel about the James Harden trade. I'm gonna go last because I got a lot brewing in me on this one.
Okay. Lou, the only person we got on was Lou.
Okay. All right. So you start us off then. You tell me your thoughts on the James Harden trade and how it affects them. How it affects the Nets.
Okay. I got a lot of questions about this James Harden trade. First of all, what I'm going to say is going to be rhetorical. I just don't understand how the trade can go through when one of the players fails a physical, comes up with a mass found on his kidney. They send more money pick. The NBA, telling you, I'm losing a lot of respect for the. I think the Nets, with this. I mean, great. You brought in another player to play with one of the best players in the league. Kevin Durant looks like he's not lost. His game was going to translate. Can drive to the hole, plays good defense. So even if the Achilles was going to linger some, he still shoot. So I'm really surprised that he's having the best he's had. Surprised by Kyrie, but I'm not way that how he just on the team like that and wasn't even responding back to them. There's a reason why he's never been a leader or a good leader, and a group that likes to defend him. There's no in this. Anytime Kyrie Irving is brought up, he always bring up LeBron James. So I'm just gonna LeBron James would never go MIA on any team. I don't know any other sport that's done this, and how he would be able to be walking the team, unless again we don't know all the details. So there's something seriously going on. But when you're up in Toronto partying with no mask on for your sister's birthday and all that, and you can't get back to the team, that's a problem. You were supposed to be playing today, you didn't play today. They still need to get some more players to fill out 12 spots. They still got some depth, but they got no center. Outside of Drummond, right? Or did he get moved to? See, there's so many moving pieces. I don't even know who's there. Yeah, DeAndre Jordan. Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there. They traded their other.
Did he get moved in the traders? He's still there. That's right. They gave up Allen. Yeah, young guy. So they gave up a lot to bring in what we know is a Malcolm. We know that this guy was given everything that he's in it didn't. So I don't understand how coming east and playing Nets is going to matter. Who knew the Nets had so many fans, right? Us, Tony, and maybe Cook, the true Net fan I love. Just like the Nets are like the Cleveland Browns. They got all these fans. It's cool. I get it. Today you're gonna have the last laugh. That's all about. I did the NBA. I think it's a bad precedent for giving in to players getting it really came down to pettiness because the general manager didn't want to make a trade to he didn't want to deal with Daryl Morey. So that's just a bunch of caca. I don't like the trade. I'm glad for it because I think when they get dealt with Miami, Philly, Milwaukee, then we'll see what there needs to be said. I was told that we need to wait 25 games into the season before we start saying anything. When game 25 comes, I'm gonna have a lot to say.
I'm not waiting no 25 games. This was asinine comment I've ever heard in my life. You don't need to wait no 25 games to assess how a player has been his entire career. That is a dumb man statement. I'm sorry. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. If a guy's been a clown, If a guy's been a clown his entire career, what's going to change now? Antonio Brown has been a clown his entire career. What's going to change because he's on Tampa Bay? Kyrie Irving has been a spoiled little child his entire career who has never been a leader and always needed to rely on other players. What's going to change now because he's playing with KD? Oh, wait, look, nothing changed. He went completely MIA on his team. That is the most – listen, if you want to say who said it, you can go ahead and say it. If not, I'm completely fine either way. But I think I have an idea on who said it. But before I keep going off on the Nets like this, go ahead. I know you go ahead. Go ahead. What you got?
It's coming. We're not scared. You know how we roll up here. Keith McLaughlin. And it was a reference to him pounding his chest on game 3. Oh, who needs LeBron? Oh, remember all that? Like when they won the first 2 games, and then where's the hype for Brooklyn, right? You know, and then he automatically went to LeBron. I'm like, bro, I'm not a fan of the Lakers.
That's the problem.
I'm a fan of, but don't throw the LeBron argument at me. The team out is number 1 in the division ranking, right? And then he came, let's just wait 25 games. You know, I still say we're going to win the East and the Lakers won't repeat. I'm like, again, doesn't matter to me what the Lakers do or don't do. But, I mean, you're from Cleveland. It's nice to know that you're a Nets fan all of a sudden. You know, hey, Sean, can I ask you this question, right? When LeBron James won the title in Cleveland, right? The title in Cleveland, who won the team? When he won his first title, who was on the team? And if you don't know the answer, let me know who was on.
Kyrie Irving.
Because Kyrie Irving was not on when he won, right? Not when he won the first time in Cleveland.
No. The first time he went there. No, the first time LeBron went there in 07 when LeBron first went there, the Kyrie wasn't on the team, but he didn't win that one. When Cleveland finally won, Kyrie was on that team.
Right.
Kyrie's the one that hit the shot at the end of the game to seal it.
Right. In one of the game, right. Now, I don't know if we tend to overlook how LeBron James got that ragtag Cleveland Cavaliers team to the championship.
We get told that they were built for him.
LeBron always needs somebody to win, or he always leaves after he gets his ass kicked. You know, teams are built for him. You know, nobody's coming to LA. You know, blah blah blah. Let's forget that Anthony Davis is there. You know, it's funny even the West now though. I'm just gonna leave that there.
So here,
everybody's leaving the West now.
So here, I know when we're going to start hearing that the West is weak and LeBron's just running through the West because it's weak. I don't know when we're going to, or whatever. Hey, it is what it is. Lou, I'm going to give you the floor now, and you tell me because you live it, right? You're right there in the center of New York, right? You're right outside of Brooklyn. I'm not really sure what your basketball team association is, where your fandom comes from. But Lou, please tell me, what do you think about James Harden being in Brooklyn?
Actually, but close enough. It's of the area.
Yep.
Well, you know what? Player as he was stable practice, and either with Kyrie, who arrived at party, Drake as a, the team's yet. I mean, they're much. Now they're going to be the dominant team. No, at least not right. Hyping up more than they deserve. So it's going to be a little while. It's a transition year. New coming to everything. It's going to be the beast of the East this year. I mean, I like the idea. I mean, we got him over here. He wanted to be traded. He wanted to go to the Nets, so it was a good move. But just don't expect to see like a championship banner being raised in Brooklyn this year. Give it about then they might become more of the dominant team in the East. But right away, no.
So, all right. So here's my thoughts and my feelings on it. It's as simple as this, and I've said in the beginning of the year before James Harden even got there, I have so many more questions now for this team than I had prior to James Harden being traded there. I had a question now of who the leader was before. I still question who is the leader of this team. I had questioned how many shots are each player going to get, because there's only so many shots going. Yesterday this is without Kyrie Irving. I posted it on one of the things when somebody was so happy to see the Nets win. Their entire bench combined for I think 15 shots. What's going to happen when Kyrie Irving gets back? That team is not deep. They're not deep. They traded all their depth to get James Harden, and they traded their future to get James Harden. So what's going to happen when Kyrie Irving, if he decides to actually play, what's going to happen when he really plays? So I have to know, like, are we literally going to see 25 shots from KD, 25 shots from Harden, 25 shots from Kyrie Irving, maybe 5 shots for Joe Harris and 2 for Jordan off of an offensive rebound? Like, I just don't understand, like, what are they trying to build in Brooklyn? Because we saw it in Golden State, right? Because you had a collective of guys that were unselfish players that didn't need to shoot a lot to be great, right? Like, Klay Thompson doesn't need to shoot a lot to be great because he's good at defensively too. He's a great two-way player. Draymond Green doesn't need to shoot at all. He doesn't need to contribute at all on the offensive side because he's good at playing defense and being offensive rebounding and playing small ball for them, and he'll hit a 3 for them every once in a while, right? Like, you saw it in Golden State when KD came there after losing, and he went from taking 25 shots a game to 17 shots a game, but him and Curry were still 1-2 punch, taking majority of the shots there, and then Klay was 3. Like, you saw that there, right? Here, these are 2 guys. Like, I'm going to steal a line right for Charles Barkley, and I don't even care. They went from the Splash Brothers to the Dribble Brothers. That's what KD did. Both these dudes, all they want to do is just dribble until they finally get open and then shoot it. James Harden is great playing a 2-man game where he's good setting up a pick and roll where he's either good at getting somebody off the roll or getting himself a shot off the pick. And Kyrie Irving is a great ISO player who's just going to drive right to the net. So that's 2 things you need the ball in your hand for. I don't know how either one of them play off the ball. And this is that's my ultimate question. And like I said earlier, and Brian Jones makes a point here, this team is the new age 2000 Portland Trailblazers, but with no bench. They don't have a bench. And this is what I liked about the Nets before the season started.
Be tough, man.
Is that they were deep. They had a deep roster. Then Dinwiddie goes down. You trade Karis LeVert, and then Karis LeVert in time to Houston. Karis LeVert gets traded to the Pacers for Oladipo, which I didn't quite understand, other than I knew Oladipo wanted out there. But like you said earlier, I don't know how the trade wasn't voided right away once they found the mass in Karis LeVert's heart, which is very odd to me, but near hearsay. You trade your better center in Jared Allen. So you just lost your 2 best bench. You lost your 2 best bench players. I think Allen was starting and Jordan was coming off the bench. But let's just call him a bench player just to get it. And Dinwiddie. So you lost 3 bench players right there. Dinwiddie, you're not going to have back till next year. But with the cap situation and the cap hell you're going to be in, you're probably going to have to trade him because you're not going to be able to afford him. And you lost Karis LeVert, who's your second best bench player. All you have left is Joe Harris. But do you even have Joe Harris coming off your bench, or is he starting? Like, is Evans going to be on your bench now? I don't see where the scoring's coming from off your bench. That's my question. And once the playoffs start and teams can start rolling deeper and deeper rosters, that's what's going to hurt you. You can't expect Kyrie, Harden, and Durant to hold up playing 40 minutes a night. And that's ultimately where the problem is going to lie.
Sean, you're having some connection issue on my end. So I understand where you're coming from as far as depth and everything. Again, they gave up a lot to get a little. And James Harden, as we all know, as we see from the pictures, is anything but little. Listen. This is one of those moves where you can't come back and say, oh well, they were number 1 in the East or they made it to the finals is good enough, right? Like they have to win, and for this move to pay off in any way, shape, or form, they have to be. And right now, as they're currently constructed, they're not good enough to bring the championship home. They're not even good to advance to the Eastern Conference Final. You know what I mean? They're just another team in the good teams. You know, they got great players, but you know, as we always say about anything else, proof is in the pudding. And until we see what it actually looks like once it gets all together, as earlier, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. You know, he got his way. He got out of. You know, it's pretty brutal. You're the star of it, and you say we're not good enough to compete, so I want out. I mean, one malcontent non-leader guys who can't lead, right? And has proven time and time again he's not a leader. Kevin Durant likes to go to places to play where he doesn't lead, and you know, Harden has shown us with his playoff he's not that guy to carry a team. He's selfish. I think Boogie Cousins hit the nail. Started way before the way in camp, the way that he conducted interviews. And it's kind of like Sean said earlier, right? You know, I worked for a guy a long time ago, and he used to always say, eventually the real you will show up. Like you go in, you can fake it, you can surprise some people, like maybe for a couple weeks, maybe for a month or whatever, but eventually the real you's gonna show up. So the first rough patch they hit, and we see a tweet about KD, and he starts responding to the tweets, right? And then Ree's nonsense has already started. I don't think he's going to be on the team come the end of the year. So why we're even discussing him as a big three is amazing. He's going to get traded somewhere else, obviously. And then Harden is just going to do Harden things. He's going to have a great regular season, put up great numbers, but to put that team on his back, he's not going to be able to deliver. And KD could only do much. And the one thing that I'll say before we move on, and this is going right back at Keith, it's not good enough to contend. You know, it's a bad matchup for them. You know, if they at the 5, Joel Embiid can't guard him. So, and I wanted to sense, right? And this is something that he would say. Basketball is all about matchup, right? Not if Kevin Durant is playing the 5, right? Because if 5 and the Nets are going straight up, that means he has guard Embiid, and there's nobody on the net Embiid. There's really nobody in the conference that can guard Embiid at this point. There is no center that. Wait, are we forgetting how good of a player that Joe Embiid is?
No, this is my thing. You know, this is one of my biggest.
Now, I'm not saying that he's going to guard Kevin Durant, but I have no problem with asking 25 to cover Kevin Durant. No problem whatsoever.
No.
I had no problem with saying, hey, you're 6'10". You go out there and you cover him. You're not going to stop him because believe me, you know, you're not going to stop him, but I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances with that matchup all day.
Here's my thing. This is part of my argument the other day.
Yeah.
This was part of my argument the other day sorry, man. This was part of my argument the other day is that like when they beat Vooch, like, or when they beat Orlando, Vooch had 30 something. He had 34 and 10, I think. Could you imagine if they played a team that, like, if Vooch had any other help on his team, if you insert if that was the Sixers with Vooch, or they were just playing the Sixers in general, the Nets got blown out that night. It's a blowout if you're giving Embiid 35 and 10. Because you bet your ass Harris is still getting 20-something. Shake's still getting his. I mean, Shake's become the 6th man of the year so far this year. You have Matisse Thybulle coming, or not Matisse Thybulle, Maxey coming into his own. And on top of Maxey coming into his own, you got Simmons is still going to get you 10 points. And it might not have, it's still going to be a team. He's still going to be flirting with a triple-double the entire time. And he's going to play lights-out defense.
10
And if
boards.
if you want to add Seth Curry to the mix too, so I mean, let's be real about the situation. They beat it.
Yeah, I mean,
They beat a team, a very a less talented team with a good center. Imagine playing imagine playing the most dominant center in the league with a good team surrounding him. What's going to happen to them? Because they can't. Everybody's like, well, they're this. You don't. Have you not watched any playoff series? Did this teams match the Sixers? All right, Sixers don't match what the team are doing. The teams have to match what the Sixers are doing.
right. That's it. That's the same matchups. You're absolutely right. And it's just crazy to think that. But one thing, as we continue about, the Sixers have got to find ways to win without Joe Embiid on. That's one thing they got to be able to. Like they've got down here for H-Town by Felicia. I feel you, Tim Roberts. I really don't think that people on any are feeling bad about James Harden going and up of arms. I think everybody decided that would. He's off to a great start down there in Houston. So Houston might have improved. It's probably a breath of fresh air, right? The proverbial elephant in the room, right? The bout of the room, right? You know what I mean? It's all the negativity is gone. Now it's nothing but positive vibes and good things going on. So let's just roll forward with what we got and see where we're gonna end up, right? James Harden's probably gonna be at them casinos busting up the buffets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna be in an all you can eat. Hodge Sports Show is sponsored by the Eats app. Log on to the website, app for the ultimate fan experience. Sports venue, a real app. Free or express pickup and in delivery. How do you place your order, James?
It's funny though. Like it's a joke,
next,
but there you go. There you see it right in front of you. NHL predictions and my question for the one, the only Mr. Patrick Hodge. But I don't want to ask the question until after I get some predictions. I want some way too early predictions. I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know who you think's gonna be hoisting this year in this COVID season. I want to know who you think's gonna be, what hockey people call the MVP, what the NHLers call the MVP, and I want to know who's going to win the Vezina this year. I know the Vezina because we had the Vezina Trophy winner and runner-up and winner years and years and for years and years and years. But I want to hear Mr. Hodges, and then I want to ask him my question. And all you hockeyites out there can stay tuned because I think my question's a goodie.
All right. So this is good stuff, man. It's a great question. So I'm looking at the divisions. So I can, really give you a good prediction. So I'm going to preface this, right? I think that the 56 game sprint is going to show us a lot because I think a lot of this is going to come down to who manages COVID the best because eventually some team is going to get hit with COVID. So I think really a lot is going to depend. But if I'm looking on talent, if I'm going off baseball I saw off last year, and what I saw off continuity, I don't think this is going to surprise you at all. Who I'm going to say is going to hoist the Stanley Cup.
There's a reason I asked, buddy.
Of course, in my heart, I believe it's. No, I got you. In my heart, I'm always orange and black. I'm always fly, right? But if I'm thinking it's a repeat, and this is going to be the third year in a row on this show that I picked this today. And I think it's going to be Tampa Bay versus you do Vegas in the finals.
Wow.
I think Carter Hart this year. Yeah, I think he's going to be that 56 game sprint is going to help him get there, and I think the good. And they have so many primetime games, he's going to get a lot of attention on it. What Kerry Rice, right, is good. Let me think. There's really not. I just can't think. One of the kids in St. Louis. Oh Jesus, Breeze. One of the kids in St. Louis can step up.
I was waiting for you to see that.
Boy.
Yeah, you know who really could. And this could be funny, right? Depending on how Ottawa.
Turnovers.
It really could be the kid that Pittsburgh got rid of, Murray.
Really? Thought he'd be done.
I'm not sold on Bobrovsky down in Florida. Forget that. Yeah. Nah, man, let's go with the kid from there's Bennington. Yeah, thank you, Bennington. No, man, let's go with kid. I think it's Vasilevsky down in Tampa. Let's go with him. MVP. I'm gonna go with your guy, Connor McDavid.
That is my guy.
So
Tampa Bay and Vegas in the finals.
Oh wow! You know it's funny because you didn't surprise me at all because I knew your heart was gonna say. I knew your heart was going to say Flyers. I didn't think you were going to go to Tampa Bay though. And now that you have, that is 3 years in a row that you did. At first, year one was it's Tampa Bay versus the Field, and I said, no, I don't know about that, man. I don't say that. And then they lose. And then the second year two, it's like year two. It's I don't want to say it again, but I think it's Tampa Bay versus the Field. And I'm like, no, I can't. No, we did not pay attention last year, and they actually won it. Now year three, third year in a row. Patrick saying it again. It's Tampa Bay versus the Field, and I'm saying, I'm here to say that I disagree with you. And as everybody doesn't know, everybody listening at home, I am a New York Rangers fan. I wish I had my hat near me. I do not at the time, or I'd pop it on for you. But I'm a New York Rangers fan. I hate almost everything Flyer in general. And I can't say that because I love Carter Hart, and my favorite player of all time that accidentally played for the Flyers and a brief stint there with in Danny Briere. But I think that the Flyers are the team to beat this year. I think the Flyers are the best team in hockey. Just watching their 2 games that I watched them from start to finish. Watching the way Carter Hart plays is special. You don't see a goalie like this come around very often. He won you, but you could say he arguably won you both games. And the first game they outshot their problems, and game 2 Carter Hart just flat out won them. But now the question is going to be is how long are they going to outshoot their problems versus how long is it going to be until Carter Hart's going to hit a lull? It happens. Every goalie's going to hit a lull. You can't always rely on your goalie. Your goalie's supposed to win you a couple. Your goalie's supposed to be able to stop the pucks and win you games. But there's going to Carter Hart's going to have off nights. And you got to hope that his off nights aren't in big spots. If you know what I mean, like you don't want to have his off nights against the Bostons, against the Washingtons, against the Tampa Bays. You want his off nights against the Rangers, against the Florida Panthers, against the bottom feeders of the leagues, the Carolinas, those that aren't really going to affect you in the standings that much. You understand what I'm saying here? Because I also don't think with also only being 56 game season, I don't see a lot of Carter Hart not playing this year. He's third year in the league. He's 21 years old, I believe. I see Carter Hart playing lots of hockey this year, and I don't even know what do they still have Brian Elliott as the backup? Because I don't really see him touching the ice unless Carter Hart gets hurt.
You cut out. Still who? Did it still have who?
I said I asked if is Brian Elliott still.
You cut out.
Is Brian Elliott still there?
No, I know you're there, Lou, but I can't hear something. Oh.
Can you hear me? Hello,
That's Brian.
hello.
Yeah, Brian Elliott is still there. Yep, I can hear you just fine now. Yep. Okay.
All right, yeah. Good.
Yes. Brian Elliott, he's gonna get about 7. He's gonna get anywhere between. Yeah, he's gonna get anywhere between 17 to 20 games. They had arguably. They were actually top 3 tandems last year. A better tandem, like number wise, maybe the Bruins. There's a couple of games, but their goaltending situation is something that we don't have to worry about, and that's big news in Philly, right? After all the years needing a goaltender, I think the problem for them is that they still need. They're still 1 or 2 from everybody saying that they're the team to beat. They're another scorer, a true sniper, like a guy that when the puck is thick, he can put it in the back. Or they're another big D man, and I say when I mean big, nasty way in that team. They're gonna move for a score, or they're gonna get a big defenseman. And if they get either one of those two, then you're gonna a lot of people that are already agree. What I've seen in the first 2 games, the first 2 is still kind of like preseason. Their depth is going to be more enough to carry them through this 56 game sprint. Yeah. You get into playoffs, your star players have to perform. How we get to the playoffs, Voracek and those guys go from the goal scoring sheet. They're getting it, but they're not putting back in the net. And they got rubber last year by the Islanders, actually better than, but the Islanders gave them problems. They had them chasing the puck in their own end. They got roughed up. They couldn't hold up physically. Need another big guy to come in and if you watch the 2 games in Pittsburgh, you even saw Pittsburgh putting it to us physically. And I'm like, game 2, I was worried I start hitting back. We got to start hitting back because we're just going to get run over. Like, there's something to be said about playing discipline, and I really like the way they play. They are better disciplined team under AV than they have been in years. But at some point, you got to stand up and hit back legally within the game. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this hockey season, though. Right now, the NHL Game Pass for anybody, NHL Center Ice, it's free right now. Get up on your games. You're going to see these divisions are crazy. So that's another thing, Sean.
I've got my own ways, though.
That's another this year. Who this Stanley Cup will have earned the way the divisions are set up? It's just crazy. You're going to have some good teams out. There's only the top 4 teams in it. Already you're looking in the East. You got Washington, you got Boston, you got Philly, you got Pittsburgh, you got both New York teams, Buffalo, and you got Jersey. So take your 4 out of there, right? And you got the 2 Canadian divisions, right? There, right? And then you got this, you know what I mean? So they're probably
I think the corporate sponsors this year, they're making it.
I like it. I like it a lot. You got to do something to bring revenue back in. Everybody can't keep crying. There's more ways to generate money. And they're searching for a new TV track. They just need to get back on ESPN is what they need to do. They suck it up, sign a contract with ESPN, so they can be on ESPN, ESPN2. They can be on ABC. There you go. They're talking about
no more. Was it Spike TV? They
doing this thing with NBC Peacock. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
so
NBC or CBS.
CBS never had it. Fox was terrible. Tried to get the glow on the puck. Just go back on ESPN.
Yes, they did.
And you're good. Yeah. Listen, I've been watching hockey. I've been watching hockey. I've been watching all my life. I don't ever remember hockey being on CBS. I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just going to tell you I never remember being on.
In the late 70s.
You'll see why I'm laughing You'll see why I'm laughing in a second, Patrick. I just think this is hysterical. What a way for Drew Brees to play his last game ever.
I don't even want to know.
His noodle arm showing today. All right, we're changing it because I want to get going, and we only have. I want to still get our football picks for next week because it's clear who's going to be in the NFC Championship game now. I'm going to ask my question now. Sean's question, Patrick, is very simple, very plain. Look below, and you should see it. Is Claude Giroux a Hall of Famer? He's getting long in the tooth. His season, his years in the league are just about over. He's already not being the biggest. He's already not contributing the best that he can for the team. So my question to you, Patrick, is simple: has Claude Giroux done enough in his career, which seems to be coming to an end, to make it into the Hall of Fame?
Numbers wise, yes. Numbers wise, yes. If you look up his numbers, they're off the chart. I think he needs a championship, and I think he needs to contribute that championship to put him in. I know what you mean about not contributing. My points are already this year, so I don't know what you mean not contributing. Yeah, like, dude, his
what
line,
did he do?
the line he's on.
What do you do in the playoffs? What do you do in the playoffs?
Oh, I said that earlier. That he disappeared from the playoffs. Yeah, I said that earlier. Listen, you're not gonna go down. Don't have me take the man of Hodge Podge like, all right, you know, favorite player in hockey.
Listen,
the best name. I think at the end of the day, he'll be a Hall of Famer because his numbers crazy. I think he needs. That's a great question, man.
Yeah, like I like Claude. I liked Claude Giroux's career, but
I believe what I'm seeing from or what
Drew is
a good way for him to go into retirement. And this is part for the guy in the playoffs for them. You know, we talk a lot about other quarterbacks and how they perform in the rest, and then we passes in the play. And I'm a big Nine fan, and yo,
don't say
3 picks tonight now.
Yeah. Well, here's my question. Here's my thing: is like I've watched this whole game,
3 picks,
and the one to Kamara. I have to look into that more and see if Kamara ran the wrong route. They looked like he was looking for Kamara to do a cutback there, and Kamara was just on a stucco, just going straight to the post. So I got to know was Kamara supposed to come back and didn't, and he ran the wrong route there, because that was the game changing one, because that's the one that got Tampa up 10 instead of being up 3. That one did Drew Brees was going down the field, and he could have either tied it or gone up. And that's the biggest thing is like it did come. I don't know. Drew Brees does. It seemed like before the game, Drew Brees gave himself an out for when he loses.
Green Bay. Yeah. Seems like before the game.
Before the game, he gave himself an out, and by saying, he said he was going to give himself an out by, saying like, I'm retiring after this season, and now he's going to sell off into the night, knowing that he probably played the worst playoff game of his entire NFL career tonight. And I don't know whether the bigger question moving forward is going to be,
hold on,
what's the Saints?
Hold on, before the game, he said retiring at the end of the season.
Yeah. I put it in our. I texted it.
He said it. He came out and said it.
Well, Jay Glazer reported it.
I mean, I think it's all already been known because he's already signed his contract to go to NBC. Yeah, I think he's replacing Chris Collinsworth, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, it just never came from him. Yeah, but I'll say this, right? If I'm Green Bay, I'm happy I'm getting Tampa Bay instead of New Orleans. That's a better matchup. I don't know if it mattered who's coming in there, but Tampa Bay is a more favorable matchup for him. Here's the thing, man. Tampa Bay's only beaten one team with a win this year, not two. Here we go. The great equalizer, though, is TB12. It's going to be a great matchup next week. But before you even ask me, I'm going with AR12. So don't even ask me.
Well, hold on, man. Hold on.
So
you should already know my Super Bowl prediction
right now is what I got.
My Super Bowl prediction from last week. My Super Bowl prediction from last week is staying intact right now.
Yeah,
all right. It's still AR12 and it's still Josh Allen. I don't even want to talk about I don't want to talk about the NFC. I'm done with the NFC. Yeah, I want to go to the AFC because I think what I predicted last week came true when we see Mahomes leave in the third quarter. I think that opened the door so far open for the Bills to come in and steal it in Arrowhead and go to the Super Bowl. And I think I don't know. I said it to somebody. I forget who I was talking. I think it was Brian Jones. He's already listen. Mahomes got a hurt hand, a hurt foot, and he got a concussion. My man is beat up. He has every excuse in the world for when the Bills beat him now, and he's going to leave again in the middle of this game. I'm telling you. I think I was talking to Brian Jones about it. There's two teams in the entire NFL right now that just seem to be having fun while they're playing. Nobody's having more fun than the Bills and more fun than Green Bay playing the game right now. And that is what's going to ultimately propel them to both to go to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, you guys can hate it or love it, but you're a hometown team, the team that your house roots for, just got that ass smacked by them Buffalo Bills, and they got one more for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, to me, the Chiefs don't put enough on defense.
So here's the thing. Nothing the Bills did last night before anything believe going to Kansas City and beat Kansas City to get to Kansas City already beat them this year. Pat Mahomes, broken head, foot, broken finger, whatever you want to say. Whatever you need to tell yourself to give you hope for your prediction, you do so. Because that's what you're doing. You're grabbing things. You're desperate. You want your prediction to come true. Okay? Allen is that dude, man. He is so good, and you know how I feel about him. I always said that quarterback out of that. I like the Bills. I like the Bills a lot. I like the way they play. Can the Bills go in the Kansas game? Absolutely. They can do that. Will they? No. Can Tampa Bay go into Green Bay and beat Green Bay? Absolutely. Tampa Bay has to receive Green Bay fits, but it's not going to happen. I said that to you a couple years ago about the Eagles, about how I really liked the way the Eagles were playing and how much fun they were having. There's something to be said just the way that Green Bay is playing, right? Green Bay really just took apart the Rams yesterday, and I think when you watch Green Bay play, I think if Green Bay gets to a point and you're just not catching them, right? Like if they just you're not, remind me of futures. Remember would do that double score on you, score before the half, and then ball person second half touchdown. The next thing you know, you're like, that's like. Did you at any point yesterday? I didn't get the same, but when the Rams got, were you threatened? Like, did you feel like, okay, here we go? But I tell you, even with the Ravens quarterback came away yet. The Bills were not impressive last night at all to the point to where they're just going to walk in Kansas City and win. Now, if there's no Pat Mahomes, that increases their chances, right? But the Bills are where they're supposed to be because they've earned it. And we got to give those a lot of respect because they have played well all year. And it's not going to surprise anyone if they get that W. You know, average doesn't beat great. That's what you saw. That's what you saw today, right? You saw average quarterback in Baker Mayfield not being able to take advantage of his opportunity and be the great quarterback when the great quarterback was in the locker. So, I saw a lot of whining and crying about the penalty that didn't get called. But if anybody was watching that game, the referees favored Cleveland so much in that game, it was ridiculous. Why are the same Cleveland fans that crying for the helmet hit the fumble the ball to the end, crying about the game? That's a penalty.
I'll tell you who is crying right now.
There was no
Breeze is crying. But
nobody from Cleveland penalty.
And Breeze is over there crying.
We go to Tony Rank, ain't we?
Yeah, Breeze is crying. Breeze is crying with Winston right now. You can see the tears coming down from that guy's eyes. I feel bad for him. I said all year. All we keep getting told every single year with Drew Brees, and thank God I never have to listen to it again. Is he's hurt now? That means he's going to come back healthy. That arm's going to be strong.
I mean,
that arm didn't look too strong today. I'll tell you that much, man. That arm looked pretty noodle today. Little 6-foot noodle arm can't keep up. I get it, man. It's hard to play in the NFL, especially when you can't see over the offensive line. But hey, man, it is what it is. In the long run, this is what we got to see. I'm happy. I'm mad we didn't get to see this matchup. I'm mad we didn't get to see this matchup 10 years ago. That's all I'm going to say. This matchup should have been. It was worth seeing 10 years ago. Seeing it now when one guy's 40 and the other guy's 43, and now they're moving on to play Aaron Rodgers, who's 37. Like I don't want to see. Like, these are three matchups that I wanted to see 10 years ago in this exact order. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I got cheated as a fan my entire life of Aaron Rodgers of not being able to basically see these matchups sooner. Like, it's a hard spread. It sucks. And then seeing Breeze on the sideline, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing Breeze on the sideline talking to Winston, and like you could tell he was tearing up talking to Winston, and like I don't know what he said to Winston, but I'm sure it was something like, "Hey, it's your team now. Taysom Hill sucks," like something along those lines. But I wish him the best.
Right? Well, yeah, it's probably what he was saying. But here's what sucks. This is his last game. Send off. Salute his hometown, everything that he's given with that he doesn't get that.
Damn. Patrick, I think you cut out on us.
I did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All of a sudden you went on a black screen and then spinning bar. So I didn't hear a word you said there.
Yeah. I said it sucks that wasn't able to go out in front of his fans. It's just, when you have a player of that caliber who's done so much for a city, for him and what they mean to that organization and that city, you have to be able to see him give a salute and get the fanfare going out. Like I said, no one's going to feel bad for him for losing because somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But if you're announcing that you're, you would just have liked to been able to see the Saints fans give him a send. Is what I was saying.
Didn't he have the fans there? Aren't the Saints one of the teams that got to have like 67,000 fans or something like that?
Yeah,
I guess it's not a full crowd, but it's something, right?
I think tonight they didn't have any or something. But I think tonight, I don't think they had. I heard them announce at the beginning of the game. I'm sure when these social down some, they'll give them a send off. But Just saying, it would have been nice to see him go out.
Yeah.
But so
with that, let's hit Arena
me
Eats
and
and
you
get
were
them
on
out of here.
the other side championship game. No surprise there, but we're on the same side. And I'm really looking forward to Aaron Rodgers playing, man. I think this dude, he brings a lot of criticism on himself, but he's also standing smacking it right back in his face. And it's kind of cool to see him do that. And it's kind of cool to see him bring this team, and they got a defense to complement what he can do. And he's just made Adams into a star. Now he's got
and they're running the ball.
Running game. He's got
they're running the ball.
And it's just there's no really watch a playoff game than in Green Bay too. I don't care who you root for. There's just something, whatever it is going up there in that stadium. It's gonna be a good matchup though. It ain't gonna be easy for sure. You know, Tom Brady ain't gonna make it easy on him. You know, that's one guy you never go against. But looking forward to seeing that matchup. Sucks that they're the first game. They said game. You know,
but they're the first game.
That'll give us a lot to talk about next Sunday night. Yeah, they're the first game. They're the 3:00 game.
Oh, that's bogus.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who made that decision.
Somebody screwed the pooch there. You can't have air. You can't have air at all. Yeah. Hit the beat. Let's get up out of here.
Right. I can't hear you again.
What else are you gonna?
Say hello.
I can't hear. Can you hear me, Sean? Because
I can hear you. I'm just getting off, bro. I can't even.
Okay. Yeah, let's just bounce. This has been the Hodge Podge Sports Show. We apologize if we were cutting in and out on you tonight. We were having some technical difficulties with our connection, but we will actually be back this week, same time channel. Our new night, same time. We are now officially moving to Sunday nights, so you can catch us on Sunday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. This is Patrick Hodge, and for my man Sean James Harrison, we'll see you all next week.